And that's one of the biggest things that I noticed right when I watched it, bro. I knew in my heart that shit was you, bro. Because it was fluent, homie. It was authentic as fuck, dog. And nobody... It's not even about writing it, homie. It's about writing it, but also the experience that you brought to that character.
Yeah.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. What's up? This is Richard Cabral and Conejo. We are live. Where are we at, homie?
We're right here in Santa Monica.
There it is.
4th Street Studios.
That's where it's at. And you know, we're about to just have this amazing conversation that we've been striving for a long time, bro. So thank you, first of all, for bringing us here, bro, and for letting us, you know, get the space going like that, homie. So let's just kick it off, bro. Like, I've been a fan, homie. I've been a fan, you know, since way back when, dog. And like, to have you here, bro, and to really like open up the conversation, I think for me, but also for the audience, homie. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people know, dog, but they don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I wanted to start, bro. And like, where do you want to go from, bro? You want to start from the beginning to where you're at now?
We can start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is like, I guess like the beginning of my journey, basically started in Los Angeles. We could say like the tail end of the 80s,
right,
and the whole 90s,
right.
So let's just say like 91. In 91 in my neighborhood, they killed 17 of my homies.
Wow.
So every year, let's just say like 89, 90, every year, all the way to the end of it, every year we lost over 10 homies.
Right.
You know, it'll go up sometimes 12,
right.
sometimes 9.
Yeah.
But it was always like in that 10 section, y para arriba.
Right.
And 91, we lost 17 homies.
Wow.
You know, so I lived through all of that.
Yeah.
And at the same time that I was living through all of that, I was doing music. You know,
right.
I was already like, I was doing those like 4-track gang tapes since like 1990.
Wow.
You know,
and we talk about, and I want to just like for the audience, you know, like not understanding what the 90s was in Los Angeles, right? And like I'm from Los too, homie, and you're from the west side, I'm from the east side, but LA period was fucking thundering, right?
Yeah.
People, Father Greg out of Homeboy Industries, he calls that era the decade of death, homie. And that's really, I think that was the reality of it, right? It didn't matter where you went in Los.
Nobody got along with nobody, basically.
That was it, right?
You know, they see you right there, and that's it. That's all it took. Sometimes,
right.
You know, and
just sometimes what you were wearing, right?
That's it.
Nike Cortez jerseys,
you know,
right?
The wrong team, you know, you know, like us, we'd be on some, you know, if it wasn't
Houston, right?
Houston or the Detroit, you know, because we're from dead end, you know, Papi's dead end, so like, and you know, the 90s we had the riots,
right.
Man, we went through all of that,
right?
You know? And now when I think about it, like we just went through it like if it was nothing. It was normal. I don't ever remember like
complaining about this shit,
complaining
right?
about it. I remember going to like I said, a lot of my homies, they passed away. I remember going to a lot of funerals.
Wow.
And those funerals, now that I like, I remember they were just almost like the celebration of death, like a fellow
camarada.
A fellow comrade passed away.
Yeah.
Be on some happy shit, like, you know, as we like, I don't know why, this is like a party.
How old were you when you got to the barrio?
I'm gonna say like officially probably like 14, 15.
Right.
But the thing is that I was always from the barrio,
because I lived there. You grew up.
So I just even since we were kids, that was already like, you know, we were like kind of like lookouts for the homies.
Right.
Hey, some fools are over here, or you know, like we was always from the neighborhood.
Right.
Because I got more family members from my same neighborhood, you know, so
right. So it was familia like that,
it was like
right?
Family.
Yeah.
So my neighbors were from the neighborhood, everybody. So it's not like the initiation, the ceremonial.
Right. Yeah. You're born into the shit.
It's a little technicality that you go through.
Right.
But even before that, you know, things were happening. You know, we already had got shot at. We already had got jumped by enemies that later were really my enemies. You know, we already had went through that. You know, so you know, it's just.
Yeah.
Part of growing up, and I mean, I'm sure it's like that in Chicago and New York, but you know, LA, we had
our thing.
We had our own thing, which is like the gangs, you know, and so You know, and like for me, like I've always had music. That's like the crazy part.
How old are you when you got into music, bro?
Man, look, when hip hop came from the get go, when that shit came, my bro was like this fool could head spin, back spin. This fool's a sick ass break. Veneno. He raps with me.
Okay.
This fool's sick ass breaker. Me, I wasn't a sick ass breaker or popper. So me, I could just rhyme since I was a little kid.
Right.
I'll bust rap since we were kids. Since I was just like probably like, I'm gonna say like 84 was the Olympics.
Wow.
Right. 85, I was already
You're
rapping.
already spitting.
86, yeah, 85, 86, 87. I was already spitting, just
right.
You
on
know,
some hood shit,
some backyard boogie shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hell yeah.
Yes,
and that was the introduction.
That was the introduction.
Right.
Now all the street shit starts happening.
Right.
And it's just like I just rapping about it, but I didn't really like know what I was doing. That's what I'm saying.
So
like,
back then, dog, cause like I know this shit, homie. You know, we grew up like so there was hardly no real homies from the barrio though that were really spitting. All I could really think is the homies from Eastside 13, right? At that time, was it them cats from Brownside?
I mean, even then, I think I didn't like. I think their album dropped like in
after this West, no?
Yeah, like 93.
That's right.
In
That's
92,
right.
93. I'm
That's
not sure.
Right.
But I never heard of them until that.
But you already were doing your shit. There was what I want to just state for the record is that there was very few real homies from the barrio spitting, right? Real gangster homies.
The only ones that I had heard that had a little demo tape like mine was Frank B from Santa Monica.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Proper Lawson and cats, right?
And it was a demo. It wasn't
a That's right.
Demo.
That's right.
And I see, and then later I was like, okay, because I had heard Creeper. They called him Creeper for Santa Monica. So,
okay.
So I was like Creeper, and then later I put it together. Okay, Frank V is Creeper, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, there wasn't really.
There was very few there.
Very few. So,
right.
So you know, we go to these like hood parties. He, you know, spit.
Yeah.
Spit for the
that's
homies,
how it went down. Yeah.
Fucking DJ, little, you know, instrumental.
Right.
X Clan, whatever the fuck, you know, whoever.
Yeah.
And then
and that's how it got going.
Yeah. He, you know, but at the same time, we're going through
the hood shit, through the hood,
ups and downs, you know. So for me, it's always been like the music's always like pull me up out of it because I've always had my lows where I had like real lows, you know. But when I'm almost about to hit that bottom, somehow the music will like pull me back up out of it, you know.
Right.
And fast forward to the situation that sent me on my other journey, you know.
There you go.
Same thing, you know. I'm you know, obviously I'm on the run. Everybody knows that.
Well, I wanna state that because there's people that really don't know, bro, and like you know, just me being in the film industry, bro. Like I've always seen your life as a motherfucking like just a dope ass film, bro, because that shit's crazy as fuck, homie. Like, how the fuck did a homie that's on the run for a hot one fucking end up just putting album after album after album and we were eating it up, homie? You know what I'm saying? So that's the reality, and I'm telling you not as a camarada, bro. I'm telling you as a fan, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality of what the fuck you did, homie. Like, if that's not a story, if that's not resilience, homie, I don't know what the fuck is, you know? So it was that, right? Like, you were doing your thing and then something happened, right?
Something happened.
If you could shed a little, just however you want to break that down.
Well, I go on this journey, right? So I end up crossing the border. You know, my family's from Jalisco, so when I was a kid, like every year, like we would like caravan like 15 cars from LA all the way to Jalisco,
right,
to Guadalajara,
right,
to this town called La Meca, and we would my whole family would caravan but we'd come back after like 3 weeks. Now I'm going and there's no coming back. Right.
Because of what happened in Los Angeles, right? And I'm just gonna give a little bit more information. They're looking for you, right?
Yeah, they're looking for me.
Something has happened and LAPD or what was it?
It was on like Fox 11, LA's Most Wanted.
There you go. Yeah.
And you know, so you know, I just needed, when something like that happens, you know, you need clarity.
Yeah.
You need to step back a little bit and look at how things are and, you know, get your mind right.
Right.
So entonces me voy para allá, I'm over there, and motherfucker was depressed. Like I said, like, you don't know what you have until you lose it, until you take it. So I'm like, man, there's gonna be no more music. It's a wrap. I'm done with it.
Right.
So, you know, I start, you know, I get immersed in that world. It's a different world, you know.
Right. In Mexico.
LA's wild.
But Mexico's on.
But there's some next level
That's
shit.
Some cartel narco shit right there.
There's some next level shit. It's like, so, you know, we get immersed in that. And me, like, you know, I'm a creator, I'm a writer, I'm a storyteller, I'm like a reporter. I see my surroundings, and that shit, I don't give a fuck. I could be like in the middle of some shit, and all of a sudden I got 8 bars already in my head, like, and I know, like, as an MC, as a rapper, as a, you know, just from doing music, I'm seeing some shit, and I'm like, I know if I spit this and I say this, man, this shit's gonna be fire. This shit's gonna be flame.
Right.
You know, so entonces, but I can't record, you know. So motherfuckers stressed out, you know. It's a big change. From LA, we could live ghetto as fucking LA.
But ghetto as fuck over there is a whole different thing, bro.
Yeah,
I'll live ghetto as fuck in LA any day than living ghetto as fuck over there, bro.
Yep.
It's rough, homie. But how long was that period? Was like that period like, fuck, I might not never do music again? Did you have that? Was there a thought like that?
I think I'm gonna say about a year.
Wow.
And then one day I found a studio, you know.
You found a studio?
Yep, I found a studio. I was just alone. I had some money in my pocket. I opened
up. What part of Mexico were you at?
I was in Guadalajara, so I crack open the yellow pages. I find a studio.
Wow.
And then I call it up. I book some studio time, and I pull up, and this shit looks like a castle. This shit's dope. I get in there. Shit's like, I'm like, all right, this shit looks nice. Pro Tools setup.
Right.
And I record 2 songs, right? And that shit just started the shit up again. But I already had a gang of. I used to always write, no matter if I wasn't recording. You know, the pen and paper has always been an outlet for me. You know, so I would always write. I would stack up like 16s. I could just write a 16, another one. You know, and like I said, I was already around stuff, so I had content. I never had writer's block, or I never dried up. I went from this trench to a new trench.
Right.
You know, and this is a trench.
Yeah, and you were getting fueled by what was your surroundings, by what was happening, right?
So, and I remember, so I do this, and then I remember I hit up my boy Capone from Latino Jam in Texas, and I'm like, I tell this fool, hey, pull up, I got a studio. Let's do an album. Fool flies in, fucking, you know, he comes in, we write the whole album in one day, which is the Imperial.
Right.
Write that shit one day. The next day we go straight to the studio and we knock it out. And I remember we're leaving the studio, and we jump in this taxi and we're leaving, and all of a sudden a bunch of dirt bikes just block off the taxi. Boom, they block it off. This fool's got MP5s hanging off their shoulder, ski mask and everything. They pull the taxi to the side. You know, they tell the taxi driver get off. They leave us in there, and then they snatch us out. They start searching us and everything, right? So I had a paper with a bunch of weed, because I'll smoke a little joint and shit.
Yeah.
So when he unwrapped the thing, he's like, "Oh shit, you fucked up." In Mexico, they make it seem like
it's a big,
I had probably whatever, like a half an ounce, but they made it seem like I had a fucking ton, you know. When they snatched the weed out, they start reading it was just raps, and all the raps are just like, killing shit, G shit, and that fool's reading them, and he's like, "What is this?" "Oh, es una canción." And he's like, this fool kind of knew English. He's like, "What?" He's going through, and he's like, "Well."
And he's a hood. He's a Huda.
He's a Huda. From talking to a fool with a ski mask on and shit, strapped up. They got us surrounded, and then they call for backup. Trucks start pulling up. So they're right there, and I'm telling Capone, let me do the talking.
Yeah.
Let me do the talking, and he's over there. I remember it was funny because they wanted some money, you know. And then we offered some money, but they were on some shit like, man, we're like fucking 10, 15
everybody need to get fed.
Everybody need to get fed. So entonces Capone over here complaining. All of a sudden they cuff that fool up. Boom, he's in back of the truck, and I'm like, fool, let me
fucked up, homie.
Yeah. Let me. We're gonna have to break bread regardless, you know.
Yeah.
So whatever, that happened. We finished the album. He goes back. It drops, and ya me quedé con eso. Like, I still want to keep it going, but so a certain situation happens. Now we end up on the border. Now we're in TJ. I didn't really like it over there at first in Jalisco, because It was a big city. We were, I was paranoid. We're still we we got, like our sixth senses are going off.
And shit's jumping over there, right?
Shit's jumping. I'm like, oh shit, this is some like, I'm seeing everything that's happening,
Right.
And then so we end up in Baja and TJ, and then one day there's this swap meet that's like underground. It's called La Cinco y Diez. It's on the intersection, but you go down these stairs and there's this massive swap meet underground.
Right.
So we're walking through aisles, just want to see people because we never get out. We don't be around nobody. So I'm just like, man, I need to go like breathe the city. You know? And andamos caminando. We stop at this booth and I'm like, oh shit, got Joker brand and Dickies and a little Psycho Realm poster.
Right.
Like some like homie shit, you know? Y me meto and there was a poster right there, right? It was these two like paisa rappers. And I was like, man, this motherfucker look familiar. Years before, this one rapper from Mexico City had emailed me. And I just had like brief contact with him. So the dude tells me, you know him? And I'm like, ¿Cómo se llama? Oh, se llama Virus. He's from a group called Sociedad Café, but now he's over here and he's from a group called Tijo Estilo. So I'm like, oh shit. I go, so you know him? He's like, yes, compa. I'm like, shoot me the number. He shoots me the number. Hit that fool up. Hey, ¿qué onda? He's like, pull up. We at the studio in Otay. That's like over there by the airport. Later on, I don't know if it was the next day or whatever, I pull up to the pad and fucking Cynic from Street Platoon from the 6th Symphonies walks out the door. Sick Jackin's in the area. I'm like, they're like, he's like, wow. Man, you all right? We hearing all kinds of shit. You straight? I'm like, I'm straight, I didn't look G'd up no more. Had my little Timberlands, fitted clothes, Fucking my comb over was popping off already. Right. So fucking I'm like incognito, low key shit. Yeah. He's like, hey, hay que hacer una rola, and I'm like, Simón. So now we go to fucking a few days later, we end up at the studio de los Tucanes de Tijuana. Wow. Which is right there, like La 20 de Noviembre, right there in TJ. Yeah. And sort of like by the TJ DMV. We pull up in there, now I'm in a big studio, so now I'm starting to like...
You're feeling it now,
This is me, I'm in there, I drop a verse for that fool. As soon as I drop a verse, I leave, collect all my rhymes, and I'm like, man, same shit. Go through the yellow pages, no Google, no none of that shit. Yeah. And I calling up studios, everything's going to the box. Fool from South America picks up. And I could tell right away, I'm like, hey, ¿dónde eres? He was like, soy chileno. All right, I'm like, hey, ¿tienes Pro Tools? Simón. Can I go check out the studio? Come through. I go to Playas de Tijuana. Fucking clean that studio. I'm like, all right, this is cool. Has a room full of mics. Neumann, Sennheisers, like dope ass mics. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna come back. Yeah. I drop Revenge Surf Cold. And that's when I fucking, the little beat. I start going in. Right. And I think even that kind of ignited like.
It just brought it back like that.
It brought the game up because it made them fucking like boss up and me, I was just on some like, I
don't give a fuck shit.
Yeah, so I drop one, I go to another album. At the same time, there's shit going on. Right. I'm going through shit.
TJ jumping.
TJ's fucking 20
murder's fucking zone.
20 times more wild than Guadalajara. Right now, Guadalajara's crazy as fuck. Jalisco, the state. Right. But
the border towns are always jumping.
So fucking I'm over there, come out Devil's Playground, the Antichrist mixtape. I start coming with all these I get going. Yeah. And I start getting comfortable. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I get introduced to the Afro-Cuban religions. Right. I get introduced to this shit. Now I'm feeling untouchable. I'm like, I feel invisible, bulletproof. Like psychologically, I'm like, man, fuck, ain't nobody fucking with me. Right. And even if we got gaffle, we had a. Yeah. And then, so
you got the program set in TJ.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm starting to record. Start going. But like I said, along the whole way, there's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of close calls. I had a lot of close calls. Basically 1 year turned into 3 years, 3 years turned into 7 years.
Right. How long were you on the run? What was the total?
14 and some change.
14
almost
years.
15 years.
Right.
So,
well, let's walk. Go. Take me to the end, then, bro. Cause so what was the dynamic that kind of shifted shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you shared a little bit with me, right? But I think hearing it, bro, it's like shit got deep at the end, right?
It got deep.
14 years in, right? You're fucking.
I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I'm starting to like slip up. Like I would always wear long sleeve shirts. I would never show my HPS on my.
Right.
My hair. I was just real low key.
Right.
It's coming to the end. I'm seeing my wife. And I'm in love. I'm starting to just like, man, we're going to restaurants. I want to go home.
Right.
And we start planning. Like we want to go home. Man, you need to come home. That's it. But I just was trying to figure out how to do it.
Right.
How to do it and do it right. And then
because you're still wanted for this crime, right? 14 years later, you're still wanted for this crime.
And then I remember like I'm gonna say like 2 or 3 months before, there was a homie over there,
right?
And he was on the run 20 years, and he gets snatched up. They snatch him up, and that shit was just like a wake, because there's patterns, the way things work, and when you're around something so long, you get to identify these patterns.
Right.
So they're always catching fugitives,
Right.
They catch fools for fucking probation, like dumb shit, child support, fools on the run for child support, fools on the run for like lame ass shit,
Yeah.
But then they'll catch all these dudes, and then they'll catch a bank robber that was wanted for 25 years. You'll be like, oh shit, a crazy ass pedophile that's been on the run 20 years.
Right.
They start catching like
big fish.
Big fish that so, and when that would happen, I would pull back and go kind of like like low key, more low key than I was. So when they snatch him up, I was just like, damn. And sure, I almost like was like, damn, I'm next.
Yeah.
And but before all of that, see, in all these ups and downs, I get introduced to, like I said, the Afro-Cuban religion, spirituality. I start sweating with the brothers, I'm always at the sweat lodge, I'm like,
you're in ceremony now.
I'm in ceremony.
Right.
And you see, I'm under a lot of stress.
Right.
I'm under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. I have a daughter over there.
Right.
I was a single father raising her by myself, so I just had, we were like real attached. So I was like, I'm all she had, so I'm just like,
during
I'm worried.
This whole get down of 14 years, you have your little girl with
I have
you.
a little girl, and she's rolling with me the whole time.
Wow.
Riding dirty with me and all that shit. Like, so that's my daughter. She's a baby, so, I'm worried for her safety, for my safety. Me, when you people that know that you're over there, well, if you're solo, then it's gonna be, it is what it is, and you're gonna repel whatever,
Right.
And if you have a family, well, you're gonna repel more with more,
right?
Because it's your family. You do anything for your family, but there's more concerns. It's a different ball game over there.
Right.
Over there, there's no.
Ain't nobody gonna look out for them, right?
There's no, like, life has no value, and there's no. Over here, there's some kind of, boundaries.
Right. Over
there is like, I'm gonna cross every fucking boundary to fuck your shit up.
Right.
Anything. Right. Over there, they'll snitch on you. They'll kill your family. They'll just do whatever,
Yeah.
But so it's like this for me,
Right. It's heavy. You got some heavy shit going on.
The only thing that, like, I'm basically saving is like my spirituality. And that, like, I had like the martial arts. I was trained. I got a black belt while I was on the run.
Right.
I did Japanese Shito Ryu, did judo. I did a lot of, like, I just stayed in the martial arts, spirituality, and recording.
Right.
And like those albums, like, sometimes I felt like this is my last album. So I always say this: it would take me 1 day to write an album. I write a whole album in 1 day. The next day, I knock the whole shit out. 10 songs.
Right.
All those albums are 10 songs. Here and there, I'll drop some 15 ones, but they're 15. But I just kept it going, kept it going, like, and like I said, there was so much content around me, so much activity, so much. I was around people, there was even like fucking cops around me that they didn't even know. These fools were on fugitive task force. They would come to Sweat Lodge with us.
Right.
And they didn't know, and they thought I was deported, So I'd ask them shit. They'll tell me shit like, yeah, today we snatched up some fugitive. And I'll be like, how you guys do it? How does it work?
Right.
And they'll be like, well, it's like this. We don't. They would tell me like, we don't give a fuck about nothing. We don't care about fugitives, none of that shit. But the U.S. dips into Mexico,
and then
does the research,
right.
and once they do the research, they're like, he's right there. Go get him. He's like right around the corner eating tacos right now.
Then they have to go get him.
Yeah, and then they get you.
Right.
Right. They gotta make it look good for the TV.
Right.
Or make it seem like the police force is doing
right.
their job. I'm sure there's good cops out there too,
but that's the politics of it, though, right?
Yeah.
There's politics in that.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm like trying to balance all this shit out, like the good with the bad.
Right.
And that like brought all that music, and before you know it, it's 30 albums.
Right.
And now sometimes I'm laughing at it, like I'm getting away with this shit.
Right.
And then other times I'm on my 50th album, and I'm like, man, I'm doing too much.
Right.
And then another one's like, man, I have no choice. I'm dropping this shit. Like there's different emotions, feelings, situations. They're all different, They're all
right.
And I forget. I've dropped so many songs that I forget. I got like people like, hey, what's up with this song? And I hear
you just don't remember it.
And I'm like, damn, or I'll remember something.
Right.
I'm like, damn, I remember that night.
Right.
Man, I'm like, this happened to me, or I felt like this, and most of like the dopest songs is when I felt like shit. When I was just going through shit, like, just like painful shit.
Yeah.
When I was on the run, I had a sister that lost 4 babies.
Wow.
And I couldn't do nothing about it. I couldn't reach out. I couldn't hug my sister. I couldn't do nothing. So It's like I was hurting.
Yeah.
I was hurting, and there's a couple songs where I say it, but I kind of camouflage it.
Right.
I make it seem like it's happening to me.
Right.
But I was talking about my sister, and just like things like that, a lot of things like that. But again, I say like the spirituality helped me, the martial. So it was like, and I became an avid reader when I was over there. I just was reading like nonstop, like books and books and books. I felt like knowledge is power. Let me just read. Let me school myself.
Right.
And
so that brought you to the end, though, right?
To the end.
But something shifted. Did something change?
I feel like it was coming. I already was just uncomfortable. I could feel it.
Right.
Something wasn't right. I was just it was just something.
Right.
And then I'm telling you why I'll do my ceremonies, and I did this one ceremony, and I did divination in the end, and the divination told me your time's up. It's time for you to go face that.
Right.
And I was like, nah, not yet. I wanted to, but not yet.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow.
Right.
Not today, but tomorrow. Like that type of shit. And tomorrow will come and be like, nah, next week.
Yeah.
Let Halloween pass. Let Christmas pass. Let Valentine's pass.
Yeah.
Like.
And it just kept on going like that.
Yeah, but
it's a trip though, homie. So I don't think you know, dog. So I was on the run for attempted murder.
Yeah.
And I was 20 years old. We in the barrio, shot some dude, and bam, was on, right? But it's crazy that you did what I didn't. I went to El Paso to my dad's, and he was like, hey, son, go to Zacatecas, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, and I didn't, homie. Because, like, something told me that I wasn't going to live free. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a trip because you did it. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up turning myself in like a couple months later, and I was facing 35 years to life in the county jail.
Yeah.
But it's a trip, homie, that like you actually went through the shit, and that I ended up fucking.
But it's crazy because you say that because when I first went on the run, they gave me they're like, when you cross over, call this number and go straight to Juarez. They're waiting for you in Juarez. They have work for you. You're ready. You're set to go.
Right.
But I didn't. We went to Jalisco. And I did call Juarez, and they were like, "Man, Juarez was
jumping.
Was beyond TJ.
Yeah,
Juarez was like
death zone, baby.
Like the capital of the shit.
Yeah.
They were like, I remember I called, and my peoples, they were like, "Hey, ahorita no, marca para atrás in a little bit because, there's situations," and it's crazy because when I called, that guy ended up getting killed.
Wow.
He ended up getting like,
yeah.
And like. I never felt free. Even though I was free, It was like a psychological incarceration.
Right.
You don't sleep. You probably gotta be smashed, like drunk or something
because that shit's always hanging over you, I think, bro. Yeah. Like right when I was about to go do that journey, dog, I was like, what the fuck? Like I'm gonna be like looking over my shoulder, right?
Yeah.
And that was you, 14 years, bro.
And the thing is that I remember I get there and I'm banged out.
Straight,
I got,
and they don't like cholos over there.
Nah, and they brought it to my attention immediately. Like
you're burned, homie.
The people that they were like, nah, you gotta, esa madre, that shit.
You're burned.
Pinche malandro, pinche lacra, like. Dump that shit immediately.
Yeah.
And I fell out of place.
Right.
I'm right here with guys that like business type looking dudes, slacks, you know, like.
But gunners though too, right?
You know, like guys that you never think nothing of, normal, and me, I'm all banged out, fucking Cortez, white
burn, straight fucking burn,
walking all perfect. I don't want to fuck up the little teeth on them because I'm like, man, I can't even get these motherfuckers over here. So I was trying to like, salvage what I had, try to stretch it, I seen some Mexican cholos and I'm like, hey, you guys want some clothes? And I just dumped 2 duffels on them. Boom, boom.
Wow.
The fools were fighting for that shit on the corner. They were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That day comes, I get snatched up. It happened like in a second, like that, I thought it was my enemies. I thought I was dead. Because, it's like the truck. You don't know what.
Right.
Next thing you know, next thing that happens is you do that walk. Like, I don't know if you've seen it when they get visitors.
I think there's a picture of you like that, no?
I don't know. You walk this long
without
walk.
a shirt. You don't have a shirt.
Oh, that was at their thing.
Yeah.
Because them fools, they when they got me, it's like they had it planned.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I got there, they had the fucking paparazzi.
It's like the show, homie. You got
so
look who we got.
He's like, quítate la camisa. But see, it's like this. I'm right here, and all of them right there are aiming at me.
Yeah.
Haz caso, hijo tu puta madre.
Fuck.
So I take it off, and they're like, throw some gang signs. I'm like, fuck that.
Wow.
I'm leaving anyway. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, que te quites a la, because I was close to a door. You see that picture?
Yeah.
They were like, man, get the fuck away from that door,
Yeah.
I wasn't going nowhere. My shit was.
Yeah.
But they were just, they're like good cop, bad cop, because they're like so corrupt. Because they did give me a shot at making 2 phone calls. I called my daughter, which was in school. She started crying. She's losing it, And then I called my boy to go to the house and lock everything up because they snatched me off the street, like outside my house.
Right.
And that was a cool thing that they didn't go inside the house because fools came up. Motherfuckers would have came up. Fools be robbing fools, all that shit.
Yeah.
So I do that walk. I go into the U.S. I haven't heard my name in like 15 years almost.
Right.
Jose Martin. I'm like, damn, that shit sounds strange. I've had so many names by this time,
Right.
I've been Sebastian. I've been Angel. I had all these names, I hear my real name. Now I get to the LA County Jail. Now, I never would tell fools I was Conejo from Harpies. Never. I would never say that to nobody.
Right.
Even if
when you were on the line?
When I was in the county, but I'm saying like when I was on the run.
Right.
Let's say I bumped into you.
Yeah. What's up, boom?
And you would be like, hey, where you from? And then I'll hit you with some bites and shit. Because over there they have fools telling on fools too, so it was hard to trust anybody.
Right.
So I just kind of like fuck with the paisas and kind of like hid in plain sight within them.
Right.
And stayed away from like because like tu primo que está todo tatuado la cara.
Yeah. Burn.
He wouldn't have made it like one day on the run.
Yeah.
You can't make it like that. You can't look banged out and be on the run.
Right.
It's not gonna work. That shit's it's almost like a.
That's it, homie. You're a burn.
So I'll stay away from that, and fools will wanna know or think they knew me, and they'll be like, wait a minute, but I know that, because you could tell.
Right.
Even if like you, I could tell.
Yeah.
Even if you were covered up.
Right. It's a homie.
You just something.
It's a homie.
Yeah, that's a homie.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yeah, real recognize real. Homie.
So, but like so now I'm in the county jail, and it's like. Conejo, Harpies, dead, and
wow,
and that even was strange to me. Like
15 years
introducing myself, as that, and then I stay in there for like a year and some change. I go, they come at me, they want to give me the death penalty at first, special circumstances case, then life, then one day they like after all that time, attorney came to see me. Like, they're offering you 3 years. And I was like, shoot those shits. And
from death penalty
to life.
to life. Yeah, to 3 years.
To 3 years. So,
yeah, bro.
You know, me, I was just like, man, you know, I didn't want to play with it. I was like, give them to me.
Right.
But he's like, nah, hold up. I went to a next court. They got me another deal, and I walked out of the CCB that day. Around 7 p.m.
15 years, right?
Yeah.
15 years since it began.
Yeah.
To the end of it, bro.
Yep.
15 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I walk out of there, fucking pues ahorita ya you wear Crocs in the county. You wear black Crocs.
Right. So you came out all firme some black Crocs?
Some black Crocs.
Rocking it.
Yeah, no,
Rocking
the little black paper jumpsuit.
Hell yeah.
My mom and my sister, my girl were right there waiting for me.
Oh yeah. I've been released from CCB.
So sales de ahí. Y
they lift up,
we walked around the corner to one of those little parking lots. It was just like, damn. Cause you know, when I would go to court, what
was the feeling, homie? I know it's been a couple. What was that feeling after? Because it's not just jail, right? I think it's 15 years of living with this motherfucker hanging on you like that.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I just was out of my comfort zone. You know, when you're out and you have that in your solar plexus, you feel that strange feeling.
Yeah.
So I was feeling that, like, well, you know, and I remember we just got in the car, FaceTime my daughter. She starts crying. She couldn't believe it. Like, she thought I was a cutout board. She's like, "Don't play with me," and I'm like, "Nah, that's me."
Wow.
You know, she's crying. "Oh, I love you, daddy," and all that, and me too. You know, that's my baby. You know, so whatever, you know, I go. My mom, they had a little barbecue ready for me.
Right.
Because they were in court earlier when they said that was gonna happen. You know?
Right.
So, yeah, I get home, barbecue, whatever, and me and my girl, I roll out to where I'm living, and I remember I'm like, man, I don't have anything. Well, she had got me, you know, some little Under Armour sandals, some sweats, but I had nothing. So I'm like, we've seen a Ross. We pull up into the Ross, just 3 packs of socks, boxers, white shirts, muscle shirts, everything. Snatched everything up. Like 2, you know, some regular clothes and shit.
Right.
And then next day, I had to go to LA to go to probation, go to the county, try to get my property.
Right.
But I have no ID, so I'm just having a hard time because when you're gone that long, they lock you out of Sacramento, the system.
Oh, wow.
It locks you out. So it's like, it's crazy because you have to prove who you are.
Right,
but they have enough. They have enough to go and get you. They have enough proof as you to get you. But once you get back, you need proof that that's you.
Yeah.
And that was my argument. I'm like, they know it was me. They got me. So why?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, it's a little technicality. Y ya le marco al David Ayer.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to go, bro. That's where I wanted to go.
So I hit him up, you know, and I'm like,
So what's your relationship with David Ayer then?
David is like, he's a good friend. Like he's from West Adams.
Yeah.
Grew up 2 blocks away from me.
Yeah.
He's on Bolang and 24th. We're from
the same area.
22nd and Catalina.
Yeah.
So I've been, but see, before I went on the run, me and Dave been training martial arts. I go with Dave way back before that.
Wow. So you knew him before that whole get down.
We've been hanging out.
Damn.
So entonces le marco and it's like, what up, man? I go, man. I'll start telling them a little bit of what happened. I'm like, man, this voodoo shit, and man, it was chopping motherfuckers up, and man, my boy got melted, and I'm just telling them all these like insights.
And he's just taking it in.
So he goes, well, I got a movie. I'm in Virginia or I'm on the East Coast somewhere. I'm gonna be back, and I'm gonna go pick you up because I didn't have no vehicle.
Right.
No, I went and bought a vehicle in cuanto salí, but I had no license. So I was like, man, I had a Mexican one, but I'm like, man, I don't want to do no explaining with this shit.
Right.
He picks me up, tells me, I got this movie. He doesn't tell me it's called Tax Collector. I got this movie.
Right.
Cool. You want to be in it? All right, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're eating. I'm like, what's my name? ¿Cómo voy a llamar? And he's like, Conejo. What else? I'm like, all right, cool. gives me that little paper. You're gonna go see
David
Ivana
Ayer. David Ayer, yeah.
Then you're gonna go. This is the address.
Right.
Get to my house. We'll start rehearsing every day.
Right. So he gave you the information for who? Say her name again.
Ivana Chubik.
There you go. And so I know this. I mean, I know her work, right? I never trained with her, but one of the most famous acting coaches, popular acting coaches, dope acting coaches. So he gave you a straight connection with that.
Yeah. No, he sent me over. They like.
He was like, "You're gonna be one of my stars on the movie, so you need to be ready to rock and roll."
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
So at first I didn't know, because we're doing rehearsals with this Bobby Soto.
Bobby, I know Bobby. Yeah.
And at first it's just me, Bobby, and Cynthia Carmona. So it's just us. Then another person joins in, and then all of a sudden one day Shia walks through that door.
Yeah.
Oh shit. You know?
Yeah.
Then like little by little, the whole movie, the cast, they start coming in. Now the rehearsals are getting bigger.
Right.
So then me, I'm kind of like I'm not gonna say intimidated, but I sort of am, because
it's new for you, homie. This is and you're fucking working with the greatest fucking directors and the greatest actors in the fucking the world, bro.
And all these guys got experience.
Hell yeah, they do.
And they're there's like drills they run that nothing to do with the movie.
They're just getting ready, bro. Just getting into it already.
And then it comes to me.
Yeah.
You on?
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, oh shit, but I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm in.
I made it this far. Might as well go all in. You know what I'm saying? Or go home.
Fuck, go hard or go home, baby.
Yeah. Next thing you know, all right, we're gonna get ready to shoot. After a few months of rehearsing and all this.
Right.
I didn't know how, like. Then I knew, once I started seeing the list, there's 4 leads, which is Bobby, Cynthia, Shia, and me.
There it is, bro.
I was like, oh shit, I'm a lead. I'm one of the leads.
Yeah.
And it was a big situation, because they couldn't like cast insure me, because I'm sort of like a liability.
Right.
So they had to like Chris Long, David Ayer, they put up the bond, like out of their pocket, to bond me so I could be insured on the movie.
Right.
So and that's it. We started going, and they have the script, but it gets revised every time. Every time it gets revised. So I had my parts, and was Dave. Dave's like a brother. I could talk to Dave like whatever,
Yeah.
And me and Dave, we don't even talk English when we talk. Me and Dave is just Spanish. Hey, ¿qué onda? No, pues así. So I see my shit, and I'm like, hey, esta madre. It would be like this.
Right.
And he's like, go ahead.
He let you do your thing. And that's one of the biggest things that I noticed right when I watched it, bro. I knew in my heart that shit was you, bro. Because it was fluent, homie. It was authentic as fuck, dog. And nobody, it's not even about writing it, homie. It's about writing it, but also the experience that you brought to that character.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like, I was talking with Joseph Creeper from the Mayans.
Yeah, that's my boy.
And I'm talking with him, and he's like, man, my boy, like your shit's straight love, because you got to play your truth.
Your truth, homie.
And a lot of us were waiting to play that truth. And you got to like, you got to express that truth.
Right.
You could see it on the screen, like the way I didn't know how that happened. I'm like, this is my boy's movie. I'm gonna fucking kill this bitch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm telling you, being in the game for X amount of time, a lot of these fucking showrunners, a lot of these directors, they're so fucking like, no, you gotta say it my way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you fuck it up like that, homie.
Yeah.
Let the motherfucker that knows what it is, let him do it, homie. And you're gonna get that shit you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get that next level shit, dog.
I think like now, the way it is, I think like now it's like, see, I don't have a problem with these dudes doing movies on our stories, right?
Right.
But as long as they partner up with us.
That's it, homie.
They partner up with us.
That's it.
And bro. And we have like full range of input.
Right. You do your strong part, homie. Let me do my shit, right? That's it, homie. Because they fuck it up when they don't do it like that.
Yeah. And so like, so my first experience was the tax collector.
David, homie.
Y con Dave, man, I voy a hacer todo. So, I don't know if I'm spoiled. I'm going to be on another one, and they're going to be like...
We are spoiled like that, bro. And I go back to my first TV show, The American Crime, right? And it was John Ridley, bro. Fucking just Oscar winning John Ridley, and just amazing, bro. But it's just like, these men know what the fuck great is. You know what I'm saying? And just because you have feria, just because you're a director, just because you're a showrunner, homie, that doesn't mean that you really know how to bring the greats out of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, bro, homie, like, you have people that have experienced the barrio. ¿Qué más quieres, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was a beautiful thing that you did.
It was like, I don't know, it was just like I'm just like grateful to them, like Chris Long and them, that they just gave me, they like trusted me.
Yeah,
you know?
bro.
And then, you know, just, I got to write.
That's it, bro.
So I've been a writer. I wrote over
We're storytellers, homie. Yeah. We're fucking storytellers.
So it's kind of like, it's just like, I was ready for it. Now I'm ready for it because I've been doing all the, like how you said, I was gone all those years.
Yeah.
But
you were putting in work, homie.
And I was writing scripts without knowing. I was putting together. I actually got scripts from when I was on the road.
I've always said, homie, that being from rapping, from hip hop, dog. Storytelling is storytelling, homie.
Yeah.
Writing a script is just another version of telling your story. You know what I'm saying? Poetry is just another version of telling your story.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, you're still telling a story, homie.
Yep.
So I'm just like grateful that you kind of seen that right from the jump, homie, and like to be able to like not just write raps. Now you know you're on this journey to write film and television.
Yeah. Nah, I'm like all about. I'm still gonna do music forever.
For sure, bro. But
I'm all about creating, and right now I think like where it's at right now, man. It's us now.
That's it, baby.
They told everybody's stories. Now it's us.
That's
our
it, bro.
Stories, like
yeah.
And I feel like I said, I don't care like there's another dude on top, but as long as he partners up with us,
right,
that shit's gonna be flight. It's gonna be fire because
if not, it's gonna be fucking chafa. That shit's gonna be some bullshit, homie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it for what it is, dog. Like a lot of people, because they fucking do these films, homie, and they have like somebody that's not from the culture tell our story, homie.
Yeah.
And they fuck it off, homie.
Yeah.
Time and again, they continue to fuck it off, homie. And we have to be able to call it for what it is, homie.
Yeah.
It's either dope and real or it's not. There's no in between, homie.
Yep.
So I'm just grateful to have you here, bro. To, you know what I'm saying? To be, you know, side by side, just thugging, rugging this shit.
No, it's a trip because when I was gone, you know, I was seeing everything that was going on. I was keeping an eye on everything.
Yeah.
Whether it was TV, movies, music, everything. I'm on everything. I'm checking everything out. From Esteban Oriol to you to this to even to prayers. Like it's crazy. It's like I was like if I get back, I just want to be with the creative ones, you know?
That's it, bro.
Like I ain't trying to be no fucking extra, none of that bullshit. I'm trying to be with the creative ones, you know, because when you're with people like I'm with you.
That's
like,
it, bro.
You know, like the you know, the idea we got right now going.
Right.
That shit's already going.
It's going on me.
You know, you can't do that with somebody that don't know, doesn't see that.
Well, it's like our bro Iron Jacket. Like it's that frequency, homie.
Yeah.
It's that energy, homie. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fuck with like-minded people. You gotta fuck with people that are on that. You know what I'm saying, homie? Like, how am I gonna fuck with you if you're over here smoking Yeska and just drinking beer all fucking day, homie?
Oh, no,
I can't. That's not that high frequency shit, homie.
Yeah.
So that I think that's kind of what it is, and just how Creator manifested that, homie. Prayers, you know, you're talking about, you know, be real and sick. You know what I'm saying, dog? We have a good squad of homies that have been in this shit, dog, and that are here to continue to honor our stories.
And I feel like right now, like the ones that are out there. It's like it's the push with
that's
the culture.
It, homie.
Like we're bringing it to like the.
That's it.
To the front of it, you know.
And all that fucking, you know, just hating on fucking, you know, judging people, homie. Like that shit. That shit's out, homie.
It's out.
That shit, you know, dog. I think that's what it is, dog. Like, homie, you succeed, I succeed. You know what I'm saying? The homie succeeds, I succeed, dog.
It's a good look for all of us.
That's it, homie. That's it. And there's enough. And I think, like, even me, dog. I remember being like. Just coming in the acting game, dog. Like, no one helped me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was a trip, bro. And I was like, that's kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's enough bread for everybody, homie. Like, what are you tripping on fucking? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how people are, though, homie. And I told myself, if I was to ever make it, I would never be like any of them motherfuckers, bro. And I remember them, bro.
The issue, even when I did the tax collector, like, one of the homies was telling me, he's like, hey, fools are like, kind of like, they're like, why the fuck him? Like, we've been doing this shit for a long ass time. We ain't never got no lead role, you know, and why him? But like you said, You've been
in the trenches, baby.
I've been doing this shit. I've been like, it's like, and me, you know, I was mastering my craft.
That's it, bro.
How I could, however I was doing it.
Yeah.
I was doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I sat there. Inside my house, I'm writing. Outside my house, there's a fucking SWAT team wanting to kill me.
Right.
I'm writing, I'm recording, I'm just like, I just stayed with it. I stayed with the craft, with the art, like just, I don't know, just expressing myself and trying to like speak for those that can't speak.
Right, bro.
For the ones that were here, that are here but can't do it, and the ones that are to come.
I'm not gonna even lie, homie. So if for those that watch Mayans, fucking, like I build characters, homie, and every character that I build, I have a playlist.
Yeah.
For Coco, Mayans, your music is on my motherfucking playlist, homie.
Hell yeah.
Like that,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like you doing this work, homie, it touched so many lives, bro, and I'm just so grateful to be with you tonight, dog, and to be able to honor that story, to be to honor your resilience, bro, and now to be able to collaborate with you, bro.
Yeah, no, this shit's is cool, man. It's like, it's a story of perseverance, but we all come from that story of perseverance.
That's it, bro.
We've all like, man, just try to like get there, you know?
Yeah.
Whichever way, and then the gods, they'll bless you if you're trying to do that. They'll come through.
Right.
They work real mysterious.
Right.
You can go through some hardships, but at the end of the day, like you brought here to do what you're supposed to do, and that's what you're doing.
That's it, bro.
And that goes for me, for my brother right here behind the camera, my brother over there that's producing for me, my boy over here throwing the fucking illest LA hip hop shows, that's what it is, So, man,
thank you, brother. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Me and the homie Richard Cabral. I'm Jose Conejo Martin. We out this bitch.